So media. Media for what we know it today is what we would call new media. The old forms and the basis of what we know today as media is what we would call legacy media. Things that we would consider legacy media are things like print media, TV networks, billboards, radio, phonographs, records, and film. New media, what we consider new media, is like what we consume today and what we do today. Social media, emails, podcasts, streaming music, and streaming videos. Some important dates that I wrote down, like that shows like the development of what we know as media, is like year 100, paper making was first made in China. Year 800, the first books were printed in China. 1876, the telephone is patented. 1895, radio messages are first transmitted. 1920, regular radio broadcasting starts in my city, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And 1941, the first commercial television is broadcast. 1949, network television starts. Some important new media dates that I wrote down are 2002, Friendster was introduced. Facebook followed in 2004. Skype, 2003, YouTube, 2005, Twitter, 2006, Snapchat, 2011. And them are some of the dates of when the things we mainly consume today as new media came out. And then the first dates I said, the first important days of what we know as legacy media, like the paper, telephone, the radio, all that. So next, I would say like the technological trends I feel like will affect the future of communication media is just the computers, the digital workplaces. Everything is just digital online. We're losing the paper. There's no more paper. Paper is not used. Like everything is online, computer, electronic, like just devices. The communication, like the old forms communication media as we know it, that's out the door. Now it's the new media and just electronics and technology. Like social media, that's taking over communication. Like just phones, it's taking over communication. In-person communication and just the flow of that is done. It's just taken over by social media and our phones. And like I'll say like one thing that stood out to me is like TV. Cable, I don't know anybody that's probably under 50 years old that watches cable TV. Like, we have things like now HBO Max, Netflix, things like that where it's like we're paying subscriptions and money for apps and different streaming devices to watch our TV shows and our movies. Like movies and shows are being specifically made to be put on those things. I'm just saying like cable TV, I was just saying like that's like a traditional form that I would say adults were used to. It's just that's out the door now. And just like the paper, like no more paper production. I feel like we might see that's just done. Like my mom, she works on her computer 24/7. All our work computer. But I feel like COVID also ramped that up also though. But hey, done with that. But I would say so. Next, the First Amendment. So I guess I'll just talk about the First Amendment real quick. The First Amendment promotes freedom of speech and no prohibitions of religion or the right of people to assemble. And then the Society of Professional Journalists, they enforce that with their four key principles: seek truth and report it, minimize harm, act independently, and be accountable and transparent. The First Amendment and the Society of Professional Journalists, those four principles, or basically I'll say the basic concepts of media law and media ethics. There's no restrictions on what you can say, where you can say it, how you can say it. Nah. Or not. I mean, ever since the First Amendment was put in the law, like there's no restrictions or limits on what people say, what people want to say, when they can say it, how they say it. Like me, and that's another thing, like media, like things like Twitter and stuff, where it's like we see all this crazy, like there's a lot of just back and forth. There's a lot of just a lot of conflict, a lot of crazy things put on the internet because there's no limitations and no restrictions. A lot of things put out in the news and all that. Because there's no restrictions on these people. There's no limitations. It's the law. So I'll say that's some basic concepts of media law, media ethics is First Amendment and the Society of Professional Journalists is the four principles that they use to enforce that. And I got two dominant theories. The agenda setting theory and the cultivation theory. The agenda setting theory is what Deuce described it in one video. Elements that are emphasized in the media come to be regarded as important among the public. What I got from that is that the things that are constantly promoted and put out to the public or is what's going to be accepted and used as the new wave and new belief. The things that we keep seeing on TV, social media, everything like an ad, like the more you see it and the more it's being put in your face and more in your brain, you're going to either believe it or just like I'm saying, it's going to have an effect regardless. If you keep seeing it and you keep intaking it, it's going to have an effect. The cultivation theory. The cultivation theory is regarding the role of television and shaping the viewer's perceptions, beliefs, attitudes, and values. It's another thing where it's like that dude, Devin Moore, he's playing GTA Grand Theft Auto every day, and he's thinking real life is Grand Theft Auto, killing police officers, stealing cars and stuff, or wherever you did. Like this nowadays, that's what I'm saying. The media, the new media, is taking over and brainwashing people, or it's affecting people, and I'll say a negative way, because it's like now that's what I'm saying. Everybody sitting on their TVs or these kids sitting on their video games. This stuff is becoming not religion, but this stuff is becoming the norm. People are starting to think all this stuff is the norm, or just like the wrong stuff, like just ads that rich billionaires and people are forcing to put out and stuff in our face and stuff. Like it's just poison. I feel like these theories are just explaining the poisoning of the brain and the people nowadays, and it's not right. And it's like that's why just nowadays this technology and just media is getting out of hand. It's getting too powerful, and I feel like there ain't no stopping it. And it's having a negative effect on society and people as we know it. So yeah, that's mine.